I'm Mark Stewart Greenstein, and I want to talk about how forced socialism goes bad. Because it often starts with well-meaning people, good ideas to enhance the welfare of all. But when you get tempted, when your leaders start to, with forced socialism to do things their way and not the capitalistic way, the results are diabolical, people suffer, and only once in world history have we seen a socialist country, forced socialism, get itself out. So look at all the instances where forced socialism is clearly bad. Venezuela used to be the wealthiest country in South America. And after 13 years of socialist rule by Chavez, you ended up with people eating dogs. People who have to protect themselves against gangs with their own posses of protection people. That is not civilized. And that comes just because of government. Lest you say, well, Venezuela underwent hard times. Not sure they did, but here's a good comparison. Same people, same times. How about comparing Germany? Same Volk. Easterners, for 45 years under Soviet domination and a communist system, produced almost nothing, lived in relative squalor compared to the West Germans who had freedom. Korea split north-south. Koreans in the north are barely eking things out unless they're part of the government apparatus. Koreans in the south are the second most prosperous group in Asia. We end up with two systems, same people. You could semi-compare Hong Kong and Taiwan, the capitalist islands, with mainland China. Mainland China has reformed, but while it was under Mao's rule, this was a backwards place. Same people, different systems. And finally, the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe themselves. They were retarded by their system. And since the fall, the Velvet Revolution, Eastern Europeans have flourished. Forced socialism is bad because it contradicts human nature. We want to improve ourselves. Very few people want to be dependent on government. Now, if you can get away with doing nothing and still getting a lot of stuff for free, that's part of human nature, and it goes to capture the societies that try to start voluntary socialism. Here's the voluntary. We will all get together. We will all work hard, and we will split the produce equally. Those schemers who want power often use that theory. But here's why that theory goes awry. Within 5 days, the system can't work. Day one, everyone, let's say there's 1,000 people in this group. They go out to the fields and factories. They are productive. They earn for their commune a nice, tidy sum. Everyone can eat well. They feast together that night. Day two of those 1,000 people, Aleksey and Sergei, they say, we really don't want to have to be part of this. We'll go to the beach instead. Nobody will notice on the productivity. They'll still have 998 out of 1,000 workers. So at the end of that day, the commune produces 99.8% of it did before. Aleksey and Sergei are missing, but there's hardly any difference. But some people notice that Aleksey and Sergei, they're eating too, and they've come back with nice tans and margaritas. Day 3, 50 more people emulate Aleksey and Sergei. Now we're up to 52 out of the 1,000 people, and when they come back that night, they're all happy, tan and relaxed as well, And there is a diminution. It's noticeable. Now we've only got 95% of the production. And we have even more people angry who noticed, all those people are getting away with something. We should do it too. Why work when we're splitting things equally? Let the other suckers work. Day 4, 40% of the workforce is out. They're having a great time, relying on the other 60%, the suckers, to go to work. They're all feasting equally at the end of day 4 too, but the thugs at the top have noticed they can't let this continue. 40% is going to turn to 80%, their commune will fail. Day 5, 100% of the people are back, even Aleksey and Sergei. And that's because they are commanded at gunpoint. The thugs have brought out the guns because that now is the only way to force the production. This is theory. This is also practiced in the Soviet Union and in Eastern Bloc countries that fortunately unshackled. And how did that rare instance occur? It's almost never to be repeated that a powerful person would give up the power. That was Mikhail Gorbachev. And his almost voluntary diminution of his own power and the Soviet system allowed people to free themselves. Temporarily, Vladimir Putin rose 10 years later, and that was not good for the Soviets. It was very good for the Eastern Europeans, who had a velvet revolution, no shots fired, and they got out of the Soviet shackles at the same time. Thugs who want power, though, use the niceness of what sounds like equality, nice other ideas like environmental protection and health care and reducing crime. But they do this to have people give up their individualism in favor of ultimately thugs who will be the only ones using guns against us. Oh, where might Sergei and Aleksey still go and flourish? That would be in a capitalist society, as some of our great Sergei and Alekseys from the old country have done here in the United States. I'm Mark Stewart. Thank you for listening.